Oh, I can't see down the back. Everyone, this is quite an extraordinary crowd, and I want to start by congratulating people for being here today. Amazing. I mean, let's be clear, right? We look around the crowd, I see people from down my street, I see people that I've worked with before, and I see people who are just scared and worried. So what I want to know is, what do people think about being called far-right extremists? What do people think about being called anti-vaxxers? Because all I see here is people that want their freedoms back. And let me tell you, I share that with you and I stand here with you. Now, 2 years ago, I was elected to the federal parliament. That's July 2019. And let me tell you, if you had told me that I would be standing here today in November 2021, trying to argue about things that we used to hold dear, freedom of choice, freedom of speech, freedom of association, you would have knocked me over with a feather. But here we are. And I want to talk to you today about what we can do in the short term, what we can do in the long term, and why we are here today at all. There are people in the crowd today, thousands and thousands of people, doctors, nurses, care workers, social workers, people who are volunteering, teachers who have been told this week, that they don't have a job based on choices they're making about their own medical choices and autonomy. That is wrong. And let me tell you, the numbers here will make a noise, I promise you that. Now, we are talking about people, everyday people, people of different races, people of different religions I see here today, people who have a different voting record than the one next to you, but all I see is Australians. Australians who are worried about the future of their country and worried about the future of their choices. So that's why we stand here today, and that's why I stand with you. There are people who have lost jobs here today. There are people that are going to lose jobs here today. And for that, I apologise. I am very, very sorry. I am sorry for what's happening, and I promise you I will do my best to pull every lever I can to make sure that your voice is heard and that we get some protection for people. Now, the truth is, and the sad truth about this is, that unfortunately, if things go to plan, this gets worse before it gets better, unless we act. Now, the reality here is that we have a system in front of us which is going to mandate showing your papers before you get on an airline, to show your papers before you enter a business, to show your papers before you walk into a movie cinema. That is not the Australia I know, because your choices are your own, my choices are my own, and that's the way it needs to be. The issue is before us is that these are largely decisions which are being made by the state parliaments all around the country, all moving in unison. These are largely state powers. The federal government, however, I believe, has things it can do to aid and assist. And this week, I will be taking your message to Canberra in order to ensure that we leave no stone unturned in order to find where those protections lie at federal level. Now, there is another matter we have to address, and that is, it is incredible to see so many people here today. It is extraordinary. And for every person here, there is a person who has written to their MP, there is a person who has been to see their MP, there is a person who has phoned the offices of their MP. That model is not working anymore. It's not working. If every single person who is here today was engaged with not only the political process, but with their local government, with their local school board, who was joining professional bodies like the AMA, who was joining professional bodies like the Law Society, your voice would be heard inside the machine. And that is what needs to pivot here. We need your voice inside the machinery of politics. If you are standing here today and you are not a member of a political party, then you must do that. You must get involved. You must have your voice heard in the machinery of politics, because that way you pick the candidates that go to Parliament and they speak for you directly. That means you don't have to start campaigning them. You have to get involved. So the short-term plan, we need to keep doing this. We need to keep talking. I'm going to take your message to Canberra, but we need you to get involved. We need your help. We need you to support the people that share your values. I want to thank you for coming out today. I want to thank you for the support. I want you to hold in there, hang in there, and I'm going to do my absolute best to try and help.